All right, let's dive in. So first, I'm going to go through a bit of a training deck just to give you guys some um, knowledge and back history or understanding on what it takes on Instagram. And it applies to a lot of the different platforms to go viral or to grow. Why would you want to go viral? Why would you want to grow your audience on Instagram? Well, this is one of your digital locations, right? So our we don't necessarily have a physical storefront, right? But we have our online platforms that we can host. Now, obviously, we hang our license with a brokerage that has a physical location. However, in our service industry, most of our clients or prospects are going online first, and we want them to fall into your ecosystem, right? Your digital ecosystem, whether they find you on Instagram or YouTube or Facebook or Zillow or Realtor.com or LinkedIn, right? Those are all locations, right? I want you guys to try to change your mindset on when you think about your online presence or any of these digital platforms. It is a storefront from you. And how are you leveraging it to gain access or get in front of your ideal audience? So that's why it would be important for you to create content that would go viral or just be able to be pushed out in a larger audience so that you can potentially create more leads and prospects that would be looking to buy or sell in your market. All right, let's go through here. Who's already, if you throw it in the chat box, who's already creating reels, real content? Who is already creating Instagram reels? Be curious to see. Who is leveraging video? You've been on these trainings before. Stephanie said sometimes. I get that. Some, yeah. It's always right when we have time or if we think about it or, when there's not major industry changes happening. What? There's changes? Things have happened? Yes. Not yet. Cool. So if you haven't created content, real content yet, I encourage you to try. Here's the thing. This really should be a two-part series. So I think in September, I'm going to add to the schedule a Canva portion of where you can actually create these reels in Canva. Very easy, very simple. You don't have to necessarily be in the video itself. I get it. I push video onto agents a lot, but sometimes maybe you're not as comfortable or whatever the reason is, right? You don't have time, whatever it is. But to be able to create real content or video content is substantially beneficial for your business because that's how consumers are consuming content at this time. So hopefully today, if you're not creating content or you are creating content, you can take a couple things, right? Pull a couple nuggets that you learned today, write them down, and let those 1, 2, or 3 things be the items that you then execute on. Don't let this be just another training you're attending to try to learn something new and then it goes in one ear and out the other, or you don't actually add it to your calendar to do. If something resonates with you or is like, oh, that makes sense, or oh, I'm going to try that, write those items down and let that be your action list. Okay. Let that be your action list. So hopefully you can pull out a couple of gold nuggets today to implement into your strategy. All right, understanding the Instagram algorithm. We've all heard of the word algorithm, right? It's just that word that we say because they're tracking us or they know information or whatever the reason is. But really, what is it, right? A lot of times we think of algorithm for math. I don't want to give anybody PTSD like myself, but back in school, right? You start mixing letters and numbers together and somehow you come up with something. And the algorithm kind of works in the same way, except with computers, there's written code in things that are tracked simultaneously to determine what to show and what your best interest would be. So it's important to understand what that is so that you have a better understanding of when you're going to create your content and posting it, that you're doing it in a way that will feed the algorithm. So simple terms, an ordered set of instructions recursively applied to transform data input into process data output, such as mathematical solutions, search engine result, descriptive statistics, or predictive text suggestions. So very similar to like Google, right? If you go and Google something, Google has an entire algorithm that wants to show or understand what you're looking for so it can show you the results that most closely match what you're looking for, right? So they have tons and tons of information. As we're going to continue to talk about, an algorithm is one of, if not one of, probably the most valuable asset any social media platform or a company like Google can have. That is their asset. That is their number one asset. It's the science, right? Behind Instagram, behind all these TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, all these algorithms. It's a science behind the platform that's going to help determine and take in data so that it can show you content and information that best align with what your interests are and what you're looking for. So the Reels algorithm specifically is going to decide what content is shown or seen by who, right? So which Reels get seen on the home feed of your phone. And just so you guys know, we're going to do a little bit of training deck, but then I'm going to jump onto my phone and actually do a quick walkthrough of posting a Reel. And we'll talk about some of the things visually on the phone that we're talking about here in the training deck. But it's also going to determine what Reels get seen on the Reels feed. So, right, you have your home feed, and then you, of course, you have the Reels section, and then also what Reels are going to be featured when you search in Instagram. Something else I want you guys to change your mindset on is Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, all these platforms, social media platforms are search engines. That has changed over the last couple of years, right? So just like you would go to Google and search for something, you can go to Instagram and say, I'm in Phoenix right now, but I could say barber in Phoenix. Anything with those keywords and content is going to pop up. Now, the items that pop up first or at the top are going to be the most optimized and the items that the algorithm likes the most, to put it that way, right? So when I say search tab, right, which Reels are featured on the search tab, when you go to search something, they're going to showcase Reels first because that they're putting lots of pressure and focus on short form video content. And so they're going to show that content first at the top. But that search tab, that is a search engine. You go to YouTube, that is a search engine. Start typing in homes for sale in Laguna, homes for sale in Orange County, wherever it might be. You're going to be surprised, if you don't know already, that that is searchable and it's going to come up with video content that pertains to that. Okay. Who owns YouTube? Google. So if you're not leveraging YouTube either, I always have to give it a plug. Please start. To understand how an algorithm works with social media, it's important to understand what problem is being solved, right? They're trying to solve a problem. But here's the social media platform's problems, is they want to keep users on their platform for as long as possible. That's how they make money, through ad revenue, right? 99% of Instagram's revenue is through ads, similar to Google ads, similar to YouTube ads, Facebook ads, right? That is the main source of revenue and income for these platforms. That's why the algorithm is so important to these platforms and brands, because that's their moneymaker, right? If that's solid, they can put content in front of people. You search something travel on Instagram, boom, right? You have all these results, and all of a sudden you start seeing ads for travel, right? All those different things. So they want to keep you on the platform for as long as possible so that then they can have enough information that they can push ads in front of us that are relevant to what we're interested in or looking for. And then they can generate more of that revenue through those ad sources. The other benefit, going back to talking about your digital locations, right? Your Google business profile, your YouTube channel, your Facebook, your Instagram, all these different things. What do they all have in common? Well, they're free for the user. They're free for us as a business owner. So why wouldn't you leverage this? Well, Justin, because I have 1,000,002 things going on. I get it. Pick 2 to 3, right? Pick 2 to 3 platforms. Start with that. I'm always all about, I'm not going to be the person that says, yeah, you need to post 3 times a day, 7 days a week. You want to grow, right? I'm not going to tell you that, because the majority of us, that's not sustainable, right? Not all of us have assistants in our real estate business or have marketing help or anything like that, right? So start small and then build your way up after you have a solid, well-run machine, and then you're going to keep adding to it as it gets easier, as it gets better, and you get in a flow. It's just like I don't have a straight answer when when someone says, "Well, how many times should I post on social media?" Well, can you manage posting 2 to 3 times a week? If the answer is yes, you're ahead of the agent or business that is posting 7 days a week, 3 times a day for the next 4 to 6 weeks. They get burnt out. They don't do it again for 9 months, 12 months, whenever it is. And they're starting all over again and having to tell the algorithm, hey, I'm still here. And then it's got to relearn everything, right? So start small and then grow from there. But Instagram needs people to use the app and engage with content. That's how they can start to determine what you're interested in and what ads they can potentially put in front of you. So the algorithm is positioned to keep you on the app for as long as possible. That's why some of these platforms ping us or ding us, I guess is the better word, for putting links into certain things. Like Facebook, for instance. Unfortunately, if you put a link in a Facebook caption, your engagement and views are going to substantially go down. Typically, less than 1% of your followers or people you're friends with are going to see that post. So put up the link typically in the comment section because comments aren't necessarily swiped. However, last week I posted a post actually with EOG, Escrow Options Group, and I put a link in the comments and it got flagged. So now I've been researching for the last week. Are they starting to, swipe those and ding you for that as well? But the whole point is they need people to stay on their apps for as long as possible. So let's talk about the Reels algorithm specifically. How does that work? And it's a system designed to serve users content based on what they will be most interested in, right? Notice that if you go to the Explore page on Instagram, you're seeing things that are similar or the same of what you've searched for or just content that you've looked at or that you've liked or that you've left a comment on. Every time you leave a like, a comment, or even if you watch 2 seconds of a video and you scroll right past it, the algorithm is taking note. Hey, they consume 2 seconds of it. They're not interested in it. So we're going to show them less of this content. As opposed to, as we continue down this path through the deck, if you watch a video and you watch it all the way through, and if you rewatch that video, even if it's 10 seconds, right? Reels can be up to 90 seconds, but even if it's a 10-second or a 15-second reel, you watch the entire thing, right? That's not a whole lot. So you go back. Maybe it's a reel that was for real estate related, it'd be 5 tips before selling your home, and then boom, the 5 tips pop up on the video, something like that. And it went fast, so you want to go back and review it. Now you're watching it again. Oh my gosh, now the algorithm is saying they love this content. We're going to show them more, right? So there's so many different behaviors and actions that we take on social media platforms that we don't even realize that the algorithm is taking note of that. Okay. So the algorithm decides what's going to be shown on your home feed, of course, your Reels feed, your search pages. Again, all based on your behavior and what you've looked at, liked, commented. Or if you click the 3 dots and said, I don't want to see content like this anymore, boom, gone. They're not going to show you content like that anymore. Okay, so all of those different things go in effect, and it's no different than the Reels algorithm. Of course, we talked about algorithm equals lots of money for these companies. It is their biggest asset. They're very, very top secret about them. However, there's indicators, there's things that they give us that we can read between the lines or that we can break down in a way to understand the algorithm better. Okay, so it's not like I broke into Instagram and I have the algorithm for you guys. I've broken down all the different factors, signals, and indicators that they have given us so that we can better understand how the algorithm works. I just don't have A plus B equals C, right? Nobody's got that. It is locked up under key. So we know some of the key ranking signals, like I was just saying, for the Reels algorithm. And it's straight from Instagram, right? They've given us these signals of different things that we can do. So user interaction and interaction history, these are the 3 items that we're going to be breaking down. Okay, so your interaction and interaction history, that's what I was talking about. You're clicking through things, you're liking, you're leaving comments, hashtags, all those kind of things. Video information. What is the subject or topic matter, right? Even if you're adding text to the video, right? It says top 5 things that is read through the algorithm. So that SEO or search engine optimization through those keywords and text is being taken. And so if somebody searches for tips to sell my home and you reach all the different algorithm factors, it's going to show you that video. Okay. So even text, audio that is trending or within that video will also feed into the algorithm. So if there's a piece of audio that's trending on Instagram in Reels or whatever it may be, you can add that audio to your Reel, and that's going to help you get in front of even a larger audience. And we're going to talk a little bit more about that as we break down these 3 items here. All right, user interaction. Let's start with that. So similar to TikTok or YouTube Shorts, remember TikTok came out and then YouTube and Instagram were like, oh my gosh, we got to get on board, right? Because TikTok grew enormous in their first 9 months. We're still unsure of the future of TikTok in the United States, but I have a feeling something's going to work out. Here's the thing. There's too much money being created and transferred on TikTok between businesses for it to completely, it would be, it's part of our economy, right? So all these different platforms with all this ad revenue and generation, it's part of our economy. So it would be devastating to a lot of small businesses like ourselves for a platform. They just need to fix things, right? They need to, servers should probably be moved, all that kind of stuff. So I anticipate it not completely going away, but there's going to be some um, different logistics going on. But when TikTok came out, YouTube came out with YouTube Shorts, and Instagram came out with Reels. So these algorithm the recommendations are based on a user's interactions with content within these apps. And it records anything that offers clues about the kind of content the user likes or doesn't like. Just like I was saying, leaving likes, comments, how long you've watched a video, if you've skipped past a video, all those things are factors. So the Reels feed is recommends based on several signals, right? So if you want to land in the Reels feed and go viral there onto somebody's feed, video completion rate is a factor in it or a signal. Meaning if I only watch 50% of a video, I may not be 100% interested in that content. As opposed if I watch 100% or 80% or 90%. If I go back and rewatch that same video, then there's a good chance I'm going to see lots more of that content on there. So how long are people watching your video content? Which accounts you follow, right? So do you follow NAR? Do you follow HGTV? Do you follow all these other things that are indicators that you like real estate types of content? Do you follow coffee shops? Do you follow different things like that, right? Do you have a high follow rate on certain things? They're going to take those accounts into consideration on what type of content you actually like. Comments that you've written. So if you engage in other people's content and post and you're leaving comments, that will be an indicator that you are interested in that type of content. Videos that you've liked, of course, or shared. Videos you've favorited, right? Interests you've expressed by interacting with organic content ads. Do you click on certain ads? Right? We've all seen the ads on Instagram. Are you clicking on those? And is that relevant to the content that you're looking for? Videos you marked as not interested in, right? We talked about that. And then of course, any videos that you may have skipped or content that you may have skipped. Okay, so if you remember, we all do it. Which one's your poison? Is it YouTube Shorts? Is it Instagram? Is it TikTok? Is it what one of these platforms do you typically scroll on? My favorite in the past has been Instagram. Now they've changed some things. Back in the day, it was all visual. It was just photo sharing and all this stuff. And obviously, when you gain that many followers, you have to monetize it somehow. But TikTok's another big one. I always tell the story that my father is mid 60s, late 60s, and everyone thinks that TikTok's just for the young. And I was over at their house one time, my stepmom, I'm like, what is he doing? She's like, he's addicted to TikTok. I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to use that for training. But it's not just based on demographic. We're all consuming content in some way, and we're all interacting with this content in some way. Whether you're not liking things or leaving comments, if you've engaged in that by watching it or looking at it, algorithm is taking note. Video information, right? So AKA the information contained within the content of that video. So for example, if you search for, I love to travel, so I always use travel as an example too. So you search for travel videos, you type in travel into the search bar, and content that comes up will have specific subject matter that relates to travel. Your typical search engine, right? Just like you go to Google, you Google travel, what's going to come up? Probably Expedia.com, hotels, flights, all these different things pertaining to travel. And there's no different, it's not different from real estate or even Instagram. So if somebody goes into Instagram, or if I go into Instagram right now and I type in homes for sale in Orange County, or realtor in Orange County, or real estate tips in Orange County, whatever it is, it's going through all of this information it has in a matter of milliseconds, and then showing you what it thinks the type of content you want to see, right? The top rated, what's going to rank the highest. And that's where we want you guys to rank when you're creating this content. So it depends on what the video information is, or what the subject or topic matter is within that content as well. To continue video information, so things like caption and keywords. Okay, so you know the caption that goes either with a post or a reel, or like even a Facebook post, that's considered a caption, whatever the written text is there. Keywords are huge, guys. Keywords are huge. Keywords are so much more important than hashtags. Although hashtags are still important, we're going to talk a little bit more about that. But keywords are the lifeblood of being able to rank higher on all platforms. Okay, so things like your bio, do they have keywords in there that are indicators or signals that you can help somebody searching for certain content? Meaning, I'm in Phoenix, but I have Scottsdale as well that's next to me. I have Chandler, I have Gilbert, I have Tempe, I have Glendale. I have all these different geographic locations that I would still sell in. And if not me physically, I would give that as a referral. So make sure that for your keywords, this goes just in general, right? If you have a bio or a business description, you need to go and optimize that to include keywords. Geographic location is huge. What areas do you sell in? What areas do you sell in? Who do you help? Those are keywords. New home buyers, investors, home sellers, home buyers, whatever it may be, right? What product do you sell? Don't be so specific that, oh, I sell real estate. Cool, what kind? Land, beach homes, high rises, single family, condos. Those are all keywords that we are missing in a lot of our different descriptions, and captions are no different. So you want to leverage whatever content is in that video. You want to make sure those keywords are either in that video or in your caption description as well. Hashtags, let's talk about this. If you've been on some of my classes or on here before, you know that I always talk about micro and macro hashtags, meaning micro is very niche specific, very geographically specific, meaning Orange County real estate, right? That's specific, that's very micro. Maybe it's a subdivision name, or Orange County Realtor. Macro, right, meaning larger, could just be real estate, right? HGTV, realtor, real estate professional, real estate tips. That's very much macro, right? Because that's global. You need a little bit of both. I always say, 7 to 11, 7 to 12 hashtags should be good. Do not use all 31. You don't want to look like spam. You don't want the algorithm to think that you're trying to spam. You need the keywords, and you need these hashtags to be specific. So you need micro, very niche, geographic specific, and then you need macro that helps get you engagement from a wider audience. But remember, the whole point of doing all of this is so that you can meet more people in your ideal audience who are want to buy or sell real estate or invest in real estate in your niche market. Other video information, sounds, voiceovers, right? That's all transcribed. Whatever you're talking about in that video, the algorithm is going to know what you're speaking on. Music. Trending sounds. Okay, we talked a little bit about that, but trending sounds are super important as well. Effects. What tools are you using in the video? One of the most trendy, viral ones right now is the green screen, right? I wish this was my backdrop. This is not. This is me sitting in my home, doing this class, with not that background. But the green screen feature in Instagram is super, trendy right now and very useful, especially for market updates. Maybe I have a graph behind me and I'm pointing to it and I'm talking about it, right? So not only are they getting the verbal, but they're getting a visual on it, as well. So what effects are trending and being used? And of course, trending topics, right? So things like the NAR settlement, what buyers should know, right? What homeowners should know. If they're thinking about listing their home, how does it affect them? How can buyers better be prepared when you're having the consultation or conversation with them, and what do they need to know? Our biggest job, especially right now, is education. We need to educate the consumer on accuracy, correct information. So you want to make sure that anything trending topics that is relevant or pertains to, your market or the industry, that you're using that information as well. Audio. So by using a trending sound or song in a video, the algorithm will then use this to categorize your content and serve it to relevant audiences. Using trending audio is also great to reach new audiences because the algorithm will serve your video to reach who have already engaged in, content that has that trending audio. So using trending audio, those who have already consumed content within that trending audio will most likely then see your content as well and decide, is this someone that's in my ideal audience? Okay. So that's why leveraging some of the different audio or effects or features that are trending will help push your content out to another level. And we're going to talk about the different levels here in a minute. Here's what the good news is. Okay. You don't have to be Kim Kardashian to get a lot of engagement, right? You don't have to be somebody who had, and I only mean that based on follower count, no other regards, right? You don't have to have millions and millions of followers to get traction. That's the beauty of these algorithms. I can have 10 followers and put out a super trendy, viral reel, and boom, I jump up in engagement, I jump up in followers, all that kind of stuff. So these algorithms are not based on follower count or history of previous high performing videos. Okay, so you're not going to get dinged like, oh, this video didn't do as good as this previous one, so now we're going to limit you, right? No, this piece did what it did. Did it go viral? It didn't go viral. It had a little bit of engagement. Cool. Next. New piece of content is weighted differently than what that piece of content is. But the big thing here to know is that your follower count does not affect if your content is going to go viral or not. Now, obviously, if you have 1 million followers, it's a lot easier to get 30,000 likes on something, to get more shares. Absolutely. But the whole point is that you're putting out content and it's getting pushed out, without it being affected based on, follower count. All right, let's talk about the microphase test. This is, how the algorithm works to determine if you're going to go to the next level, meaning if it's going to release that piece of content out to an even wider audience. It's something called the microphase test. It's a test performed on all new content when you first post it. That's why sometimes, your first reel or video content that you post, may get lots of engagement, lots of traction, just because it's trying to figure out what your audience is, all that good stuff. But this microphase test is going to show your reels to a small audience, typically your closest connections and followers first. Okay, so it's the beta, it's the test. If it does well there, within the first 30 to 60 minutes, this whole microphase test is done over the course of 60 minutes. That's enough time for Instagram in this algorithm to determine if it's going to release it to the next level. But it's typically going to be sent out to your closest connections first or followers. So people that have engaged with your content, maybe, and then of course your followers. And then if it's good, or the algorithm feels like it got enough that is trendy or that is people are interested in, then they will release it to another group. But over the next 30 to 60 minutes after posting something, the algorithm is going to determine the amount of engagement, interest for your new reel, and how much it has received. Then the algorithm is going to decide, hey, are we going to push this in front of a larger audience or not? So if you post a piece of content and after about an hour or so, still nothing, kind of just goes this way, you didn't make it to the next level, right? Kind of sounds like a Hunger Games life that we live. But if it does get traction and after 60 minutes, your engagement, meaning you've gotten comments, likes, views, rewatches, saves, anything like that, it's going to say, okay, you know what? We've gotten enough information and data that we're going to push it out to another audience because this is something that people might actually like, right? So this is how Instagram can identify good quality content and filter out bad quality content. Not that what we're posting is bad, it just means people, it's not something that a large amount of people are interested in. So you're not going to see much growth for the first 60 minutes. After that, you're going to be able to see like, hey, did I get pushed to the next level? So your views and likes will increase slowly. It needs to gain enough interest and engagement. Then the algorithm is going to determine if it's going to push it up to that wider audience. That's why the first 30 to 60 minutes is critical. After 60 minutes, you don't really see a whole lot happening. Not to say that, you're going to get a couple likes here and there, or maybe a random share or something like that. That still very much can be possible. But typically that 60 minutes is the critical point of if it's going to push it out even further. The microphase test is also going to decide what is high and low quality content. Instagram will measure the following. Watch time. Remember, we talked about this. So if you want as many people as possible to watch your reel in full, is this shows interest. Okay. Watch on repeat. Just like I was saying earlier, people watch your reel more than once when they first see it. This is one of the biggest indicators for the algorithm to determine that it's going to be a viral piece or a piece that people are actually interested in within your audience. Okay. So of course, watch time, we need them to watch it for as long as possible. And then of course, if they're going to rewatch it or go back to watch it, that's a huge indicator as well. How many likes are you getting? You want as many likes as possible in the first 60 minutes. Again, as much engagement as you can on this post, as much. That's why going and posting in your story, hey, go check out my new post. Maybe you're DMing people, hey, I just posted this new post, go check it out, right? Make sure to leave a comment. Comments are a great way to build up engagement. Add your own comment to start a conversation or add in the caption. That's why a lot of times you're starting to see people post, leave success in the comments if you want this free brochure, or leave tips, this is the word tips, in the comments if you want my free one pager on 5 tips before selling your home, right? You're seeing a lot of people leave captions with that because they want to start a conversation in the comments so that drives as many comments as possible within that 60 minutes or so. And then you can get unlocked to the next level or next audience that it's going to push it out to. So make sure you reply to your comments as well. Your replies will take an account of that algorithm of, hey, this is getting, say 5 people commented on your post and you replied to all of them. It really looks like you have 10. Okay. So that's why you want to make sure that you are leaving comments, you're replying to those comments. People that are saving, give a call to action for them to save that post for future reference. Maybe you're putting trending colors for homes in 2024 soon. Believe it or not, it's going to be 2025. What are going to be the trending colors then? Or what different styles, flooring styles, right? All those different things. Save this for future use. Anything that's educational, encourage them to save that. The more that we have likes, comments, and saves, the better that you're going to get pushed out of that micro phase. And of course, shares. People who are sharing your content. That's why you always should say, hey, you know somebody that could use this video or that would be interested in, share this to them. Maybe you're sharing it to people through DMs or having them do that, but you want to encourage people to share your post or reels as well. All right, let's talk a little bit about your profile. How you can optimize it. Similar to YouTube, 80% of people will decide to subscribe or follow a page after visiting the channel or page's profile or homepage, right? People aren't just going to follow you after one really good video or one piece of content. Not to say that there doesn't happen, because it does, but the majority of people, they need to be sold a little bit more, right? So that's why you need to make sure that your bios or your profile bios are optimized. People are going to check out your profile. You need a strong profile to get them to buy in. So 7 key areas to bulletproof your profile: your username and profile name. Okay, we're going to talk a little bit more in detail about these in just a second. Profile photo, your bio, keywords. Okay, discoverability, meaning, is your profile private? If you are sitting here today on this call and your Instagram profile is private, if you have a personal one, whatever, I wouldn't have 2 separate ones, because again, just like I said earlier, if we have more things to track or manage or take care of, we're more than likely not going to do it. One profile, you can mix business and pleasure together. You're out having, dinner with family or kids or the zoo or whatever it is, you can post about that. Of course, we're not going to air out dirty laundry or anything like that, but you can have one concise profile. But you need to make sure you can be discovered. Is it private? I encourage you, make it not private. Crafting your own Reels feed, right? You need to create enough Reel content in there so that you have your own feed. And then links, of course, and targeted notifications. So we're going to talk a little bit about these real quick. Your username and profile name. The top part is your username. This is unique. So my Instagram handle is Ask Justin Taylor, at Ask Justin Taylor. Nobody else can have that, right? That is my unique username. The one below your profile photo is your profile name, not unique. I just have Justin Taylor, my first and last name, right? Unfortunately, at Justin Taylor is not available, so I added another word that pertains to what I do in business. I get a lot of questions, so I went with Ask Justin Taylor. You maybe do Mary Smith, Arizona, Mary Smith, Orange County, Mary Smith, real estate. Those are keywords that you can have. But you definitely want to make sure you use your full name in your profile name. And it's a great SEO opportunity, right? So you want to make sure you're using keywords like real estate or something that can help identify what type of profile you have and typically what type of content you're going to be posting, so that it knows what people will want to see your profile or content. We're going to go here. Make it easier for people to find you. You need to be searchable, of course. Try to use your full name or your brand name. If you have an individual account, right, username should be about you and your niche. We're kind of hybrid in real estate. We're like individual business. It's kind of hybrid. But your username needs to really be about you and your niche. What is our niche? Real estate. What is our micro niche? Maybe it's Orange County real estate, right? So think about those things. And it's more effective to use just letters and avoid having numbers or symbols in your username. Complicates it, kind of screws up the algorithm and SEO. And try to keep your username and your name as close as possible. So for instance, my username is Ask Justin Taylor and my profile name is Justin Taylor, right? It's very close. You want to keep them as close as possible and at least have your name in your username. Add SEO into your username, rank in your niche, right? We just talked about that. These keywords help rank your profile higher. To optimize your profile photo, have a close-up of your face. Please do not have a full body. I'm all the way back at the wall right here. You can't really even see my face. We are in a business, a service business, that we are the brand, right? This is our real estate business. So you want to have a close-up of your face as clear and high resolution as possible. If you haven't had a new headshot or photo taken in, let's say, the last 3 to 5 years, I would highly recommend that you do get some updated ones. Avoid zoomed out whole body shots, like I was just saying. Make sure it's eye-catchy. Headshot versus logo. We are kind of our brand. Sure, could you have the icon or your logo as your profile logo like Target does or Nike or all these other ones? You could. But we are our business. We're a people business, relationship business. I highly recommend having your headshot on there. And of course, you don't want any private profiles. Optimize your profile bio with SEO Gold. You have 150 characters. You got to tell them who you are, what you do, where you serve, and how are they going to contact you. Are you going to put your phone number in there? Link, we've all heard of Linktree, other links in the bio, whatever it is, but you want to make sure that you talk about who you are, what you do, where do you serve, and how to contact you, right? And then of course you're gonna have a link with call to action. Maybe it's a link tree, get your home value, things you need to know about a buyer right now, all this different local content, whatever it is. Read my reviews, whatever it is in there, okay? But you wanna make sure that's 100% complete in full. Notifications. So this goes into playing with the algorithm. Social media is all about being social. So I have to engage in content if I want content to engage in me, meaning other people to engage in me, right? So follow creators that you enjoy in your ideal niche or market. Maybe it's a local coffee shop, right? Turn your notifications on. So when those people, creators, or small businesses in your local area post something, whether it's a post, a reel, or a story, you get notified immediately and you could be one of the first ones to leave a comment on there. So now everybody else that's going to leave comments sees yours first. They start replying to yours and then it just goes from there. So now the algorithm's like, oh my gosh, Michael's really engaging in this content and all this. We want to help promote him more and we're going to push him out in the algorithm. Right. So engage with other top creators in your niche and market. Engage, meaning leave comments, likes, leave your 2 cents, whatever it is. Be positive, right? But leave your comments on there and the algorithm will take that into consideration. All right, creating optimized reels. So your sharing settings, make sure that you allow other users to share your content in your Instagram app. Make sure you go to the settings and make sure that other people can share your post, your reels, all that information. All right. Any questions on the backstory of the reels? It's a lot of information, guys.
That was a lot of awesome information. By the way, the algorithm is a beast, and it's almost like you have to please the algorithm to send you to the next level to get more exposure. So that's why your content and your profile and everything you put in here, the algorithm is grabbing from every single thing, even the words you're saying. That is amazing. I didn't realize it had that much impact on the circles that you get put in. Amazing.
Yeah. So many I mean, we're talking enormous amount of data points that they're pulling. And that's exactly right, as we have to feed the beast, as we call it, right? Here's the thing. Are there days where I'm over social media? Absolutely. Okay. None of us are getting any younger. So we want to do things that make us happy and things in life. But we have a business and we have to be able to leverage these free platforms to get in front of more people. And if you're not, again, pick 1 to 2 platforms and go double down on those. Once those are all good, then move on to the next. But yeah, the more it's just like Zillow. People have their opinions on Zillow. You know what? I'm not going to knock it because they still have an enormous amount of attention. They still have the consumer going to the website. So if I want to make sure that my Zillow profile is optimized, all my links are updated, absolutely. Because guess what? How much does it cost to have a Zillow profile? 0. Why? How much SEO power does Zillow have? A lot. More than any of all of us on this call right now combined, right? An enormous amount. So leverage these platforms. Feed into the algorithm, and I guarantee you, you're going to get love back from them, right? It's a two-way road. Let me see if I can jump into, I'll plug my phone in, and then I'm going to join here. Bear with me. Any questions in the comment box? Let me take a look here. Lenore said, sounds like a lot of work for just getting name recognition. I'm curious what amount of business can Instagram generate? Do folks actually close deals? Good question. This always comes up, right? Especially with social media. I will tell you that I have several agents that I know that are generating leads, buyer leads, seller leads from these social media platforms. It's just like any other type of prospecting. My question to you guys is, how much time do you set a day for prospecting? Truly. Be honest with yourself. You don't have to put it in the chat box, but how much time a day are you putting into generating new business? And what are those pillars look like, right? I have an agent whose #1 lead source for listings is their YouTube channel. They built it out. They put the work in, but they've set 2 hours a day aside at optimizing, creating video content, and posting on YouTube. I have an agent that solely for Instagram. She is triple, quadruple down on Instagram because of the content that she's posted and the audience that she's gained. She's constantly getting buyer leads and seller leads from that. So it's just another lead pillar. And that's what I'm saying is pick a couple of different things on, different platforms or different strategies and double down on those. It can depend on your audience. Absolutely. It can depend on market, but it also has a lot to do with how much time are you putting into it. And I'm right there with you. I see a lot of success on YouTube. I prefer YouTube. If I was actively selling, the two platforms that I would go with is Instagram and YouTube. Instagram and YouTube. Those would be, and a Google business profile. Google business profiles are getting more traffic than your actual website. Hate to tell you. So you don't need this fancy, crazy, amazing website. People are finding you through other channels, right? Google business profile, it's crazy. All right, so I'm gonna get logged in here real quick. Maybe I have to stop share. All right, bear with me, guys. I know we're cutting it close, but we can get through this a little walkthrough real quick. I think I'm going to do a part 2 to show you guys how to easily create some non-facing, meaning your face isn't it, you don't have to be in the reel in Canva. So I'll get that for September. All right, let's see if this will let me. Come on. Join meeting. Open. All right.
In progress.
All right, guys, hold on. I think it's not. Okay. Testing. I think we should be good. Does anybody have, Jocelyn, is there echo? We're good. Okay. All right, let me come here then. Share screen. Okay. So from here, I'm going to open up Instagram. I have my stuff well organized there. All right. So this is Rock University's Instagram profile. Rock Title is a sister company to Escrow Options Group. We're in both Arizona and Nevada. And we have a similar training platform called Rock University. It's actually the original. So from here, I'm going to move this out of the way so you guys can see. So when you're in your Instagram profile like this, where are you going to go to create a reel? Well, you're going to hit the plus sign that's in the bottom middle, or if you just swipe, you can't really see my finger, but I'm clicking this post here or holding it and I'm swiping to the right, which then is going to open that. So you can see my face right there. Okay. Or if I swipe back, I can hit the plus sign and it's going to ask you at the bottom, do I need to create a post, story, reel, or live? Well, I'm going to click reel and it brings me this screen. Okay, so either you can click the plus button there, swipe over, and you have the similar options on there. So I'm gonna hit reel, and this is what it looks like. So it's honestly, it looks almost identical as YouTube Shorts and TikToks. Very similar. A couple things here in the upper left corner, you have an X that just closes right back out of there. In the middle, you have your flash. How zoomed in do you want to be, right? If you want to go 4 times zoom or back or 1 times. Timer. If you are going to do this hands-free, meaning that you have a tripod or something, you're going to step back or something and you need a few seconds to get placed behind the camera, you can set up a timer there as well. Your settings wheel is going to give you some options. Who do you want to see your story or reels? If I click reels, I can have it saved to the device, but it gives you some settings tools here if you want to. On the left side, near the middle, you guys see audio effects and layout, and then an arrow pointing down to expand. I'm going to click the expansion and let's talk about these real quick. Audio is where you can get that trending music or any music. When I hit that, notice that this music pops up. So I can search music. All of ours will probably look a little bit different, but same concept. So for instance, this top one, Shamak, 21.1 thousand reels. This song has been played on over 21,000 reels. One below it, 90,000, right? 8,000, 3,200, 9,000. So maybe you want to find one that kind of matches your vibe and what you're looking for, but you can have a good indicator. This one, 170,000. That's probably a good one. You want to preview what the sound looks like, right? Because you don't, maybe it's a high energy video that you're posting and then it's like opera or something like jazz, right? So if you want to preview it, you hit the little play button. Where'd that 170,000 go? Right here. I'm going to hit the play button. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to hear this. Yeah, I don't think it's going to play because I'm on Zoom. But you can get a preview of what that sound is like. So that's the audio. Effects, any effects that you want to use. There's just different, beautifiers or different effects and stuff that you can, you click on trending. So green screen is a big one. Huge. Which it's not going to be able to show you because I'm on the Zoom, but green screen is huge. As you can see, if I click the down arrow and expand, just below effects is layout, but just below that is green screen. Let's see if this will. Is it because I think I'm plugged into way too many different apps. Yeah. So, but you have a green screen option. This is where you can add maybe, let me close out of this. So maybe you're going to add a market update or something behind you when you're recording it, or there's a news article, or maybe it's the NAR settlement. You took a screenshot on your phone and now it's behind you and you're talking about it, right? So very trendy, lots and lots of agents are finding success with that one. It's one of my favorites. Layout. So maybe you're going to record a video on this side, and the gray side is going to be someone else's content or some other video playing at the same time. So we've all seen those videos where half the screen is like somebody talking about something and another half is like somebody cooking, like random, or like playing with what is that stuff called? People are obsessed with slime and all that stuff. Right? We've all seen those videos. So this is kind of how that works. Very trendy. People like it, but you can change the layout by clicking that little button underneath it, right? So if I click layout underneath it, change grid, and then I can choose how I want it to be. Do I want it to be top and bottom, side to side, whatever it may be. Green screen we just talked about. Add yours. This is huge, right? A lot of people do this for like maybe your cats. Like here's my cat, add yours, or my dog or animal, or your favorite video or whatever it is, your book, right? There's a lot of different things they're very trendy. So first you post yours, and then whoever wants to reply or add theirs, they can simply add yours as well through that button. Kind of cool. Be great for us for kitchens, right? Oh, remodel, what this look like, or backyard, or views, or different things like that pertaining to real estate. Length, how long do you want your video? A reel can be 15 to 90 seconds. Okay, so whether you're recording or uploading, it has to be within that time frame. Gesture control is new. This is going to be more like follow or different commands and things that you can use on there. Towards here at the bottom, if I scroll these over, these are just the different filters. If I wanted to use, I could do those. Down at the bottom where we chose reel, of course, you can always go back to post, story, or reel, or live, which is I highly encourage at least once a month. If I click the bottom left box here, that's going to open up my library that I can upload to Instagram. So I quickly just on Canva downloaded a quick video reel so that I could show you guys this demo. But if you're going to create content in Canva, save it to your phone and then you can upload it directly to the app as well. So for instance, I'm going to click this first one that I did. It's selected. I'm going to click next. Now we're into the Reels app to edit if we wanted to. Sorry, I'm moving that around there. If at this stage I wanted to add audio, I can, or if I wanted to shorten the reel, I could. But I'm gonna click the audio, and maybe I want to add in, um, let's go, I want that 170 something, 170,000. I'm just gonna click it. Okay, it's gonna ask you what part of the song do you want to play. You can choose wherever that wants to go. I could click done. If I wanted it to speed up, I can click 1 times, maybe 4 times. It's really lagging for me. Hopefully not for you guys, but it's not showing that. But you can speed it up. So if you wanted the video to go quicker, you can just go 3 times, 4 times, 2 times. A lot of times those are really good if you're doing a home tour or walkthrough, and you know how some like all of a sudden it speeds up and they're in the backyard or whatever. You could do it that way as well. Once you're good with that, you're going to click next in the upper right corner. Gives you some options. The top portion here, I can click the arrow pointing down with the line below it. That's going to download it to my phone. The circle is the music. So if I click on that, it's going to pop up the song and music choice that I selected. I can choose others if I wanted to. Filters are the little stars. So if I wanted to add filters at this point, I could. Stickers, these are great. Location, remember geographic location is tracked. So maybe I'm going to come in here and put, just do Gilbert, Arizona. I can hold it and move it around. Here's what I love about the reels is when you start getting close to a certain edge, it's going to give you a yellow indicator, probably going to get cut off. Up here, it's going to tell you this will cover or be hidden by certain icons. Like if I go down to the bottom, you know, when you're looking at a reel, right? You probably don't want something here because it's going to be hidden behind the channel's name. Same over here. If you notice the like, comment, share, all that kind of stuff, you don't want things close to that. So it really gives you a good indicator where you can put it. Okay. Again, other stickers, if you wanted to add stuff in there, you can. Text, of course. Remember, text is taken into consideration. Thinking about moving to, oops. Moving to Gilbert, Arizona. Clearly cannot spell today. Gilbert. Right? And then maybe I'm pinching. So I'm holding and pinching. I know you can't see my fingers. Maybe I'm gonna put that there. Right? Again, this is just an example for you guys. All right, and then if you wanted to add a photo. So let's say I wanted to add one of these photos. Why not? Here's our group. Okay, so I can pinch and zoom, expand, make it bigger, make it smaller. So if you wanted to add it, maybe it's a before and after, or maybe you're doing a walkthrough of a remodel and you have the before picture and you're giving them insight on, hey, this is what it looked like before, something like that. Now, by holding and moving this, a trash can appears in the bottom middle to where I can now delete that. Same if I wanted to delete the location, put it in there, or anything that I text or typed, I can trash there and it gets rid of it. All right, if you wanted to edit video, what's great about this is you can decide where you want the text to show. So if I click it once, I can now say, you know what, I don't want the text to show until this part of the video. So then when it plays, it's not going to show until then, and then it pops up. So you get to edit where your audio, text, any stickers are shown, like that location. Maybe I don't want that to show till the end. Even the song, maybe you have a couple different versions in there, but you can edit or discard anything you want to do with that. Once you go with the editing, you're going to choose the blue circle with the arrow in the top right. Oh, did it stop sharing? It timed out.
Yeah, it's not sharing your screen.
All right, hold on one sec. One here. screen. My phone locked, so I think that was the reason. Okay. So before I do that, remember, so we did our editing, we're all good there. And then I'm going to click the blue circle with the arrow in the upper right corner. And then I can edit the cover, meaning if I wanted to add or upload a different specific cover, which I will talk about in the next Instagram Reels class when we dive into Canva and creating covers and videos, then you can go in and do that as well. But if you wanted a custom cover, you can add that in there. Caption, remember, this is super important. Geographic location, SEO, keywords, use all of those different items because you want the algorithm to know exactly who this audience is for, who this content is for. If you wanted to add a poll, you could tag people. So if there's a collaborator or somebody else in that video, add them in there. Here's a tip for that. Go interview your local coffee shop or local businesses or anything. Tag them in it, especially if they have a big following. Tag them in it, they reshare it, then all their followers see it as well. Products we don't really have, although you could tag products and we don't have any items on here, but maybe it goes to your website or certain homes. Add a message button if you wanted people to message you directly. One thing that I want to make clear are these two here: add topics, add location. Huge for optimization and to work the algorithm. Add topics. What's in this? What kind of topic are we talking about? Let's see what we've got here. Home and garden, right? Business, entrepreneur. You should be able to, oh yeah, search. Where did home and garden go? Did I pass it? Maybe interior design, small business. You used to be able to search or just add your own. But you want to pick 3 of these. So, some relevant ones, maybe it has to do with interior design or maybe it's a renovation or something like that. But you want to try to come in here and add relevant topics so that it understands more of what you are content, what's in that content in there. The other one is add location. So if I add Gilbert, you want to make sure that you add it in there or wherever it is. Maybe it's Orange County, Laguna, whatever it may be, San Diego, any of those. If you're doing a post about an event or something on your calendar, maybe an open house, you can always do add reminder down here with the little calendar. You add a reminder name and start time for that as well. So anyone that has engaged with that content or saved it will get a reminder on there as well. Okay. So again, you want to make sure that you get that caption in there. It's optimized. If you wanted to see a preview of the video, you click preview and it's going to run through it. Of course, it's not going to be for me because I have Zoom going on at the same time and it's not going to allow the camera video to be played, but you can see the preview there. Once everything is good with it, you're going to hit share and it's going to post, or you can hit save draft and it will save it in your drafts. So now if I go back to Reel and I click, oops, go, click Reel. And then I can click this one here and it's going to save it in your drafts, which you can see in the upper right corner there. Or I'm sorry, upper left corner. So if I click drafts, I can see it there. I can click on it. Boom, it takes you right back. So maybe you're going through and you're going to, on Monday or Sunday or Friday, whatever date it is, I'm going to go through and create 5 pieces of content or 5 reels for the week. And then I'm going to just save them in my draft. They're all ready to go. Then I can post them this way as well. Okay, so or maybe you ran out of time and you're going to come back to it and you can post your draft there. All right, that's a quick walkthrough on how to do a Instagram Reel, hopefully based on the optimization tips that I have given you today. Close out of this. Hopefully the tips that I posted or shared with you guys today, you can take some of those and add them into your strategy. Remember, we had somebody that talked about YouTube Shorts. Absolutely, these apply the same. The algorithms are unique to each platform. However, the principles are the same across all platforms, right? There's best practices. So you want to make sure that you go through, hopefully you jotted down a couple of items that you can go in and start optimizing those, or have a better understanding or how these platforms work, the type of content that you should be creating and posting, and then you'll be able to provide better content to those platforms and clients. Remember, all of these platforms are free locations for your business. They already have the audience. They have your customers. They have your customers. You just have to put your sign outs and constantly be putting out content in front of them to get them to your store, right? To get them into your ecosystem with content. So someone said, looking forward to the next class. I will make sure the first class in September is how to create reels. We're doing it straight in Canva. How do I create it on my desktop or laptop? And then simply save it through the Canva app on the phone. Make it super, super easy and simple. So I appreciate you guys for sticking around. I know we're 11 minutes after. It was so good to be back with you guys today. I'm so excited to continue bringing you guys more content. And again, if we can at least share something with you that resonates with you, that you can then take into your business, who knows, maybe you meet that one next client, additional client, or help your business grow in some way. So I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you, Michael, and the whole Escrow Options group as well.
Thank you, Justin. I'm going to put this to the test like right now, and I'm probably going to go back and watch this over again and push pause and then put it into effect. This is awesome, and I look forward to using this, and I hope everybody on here uses these. I guarantee you're going to get something out of it.
Absolutely. I appreciate it. Somebody asked about the recording. Yes, we will get this up on the Escrow Options EOG University YouTube channel. If you didn't click on that, let me just share that with you guys real quick for those that maybe came in after. Go click on this in the chat box really, really quick. You can also get to that YouTube channel by going to eoguniversity.com. And all of our trainings are recorded and posted within 24 hours to that platform. So again, thankful for all of you guys. I appreciate you. I can't wait to see you in the next training. Make sure to go to eoguniversity.com to register for that. Hey, and I hope you have an amazing rest of your week, guys. We'll see you next time. Take care.
Thank you, guys. Thanks, Jocelyn and Justin.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.